A huge thank you to watcho.co.uk for supplying me this GW-B5600. This is the affordable version of the all stainless steel GMW-B5000. They both share the same operation guide, 3459 and the 3461 module. So, in my view, this could be the perfect compact G-Shock that does it all. And let me show you why. At 82 grams, this is considered as a light G-Shock that uses a bracelet. So comparing this next to the King, you can see that the King is a Goliath of a watch and it dominates it in every aspect. So why did I get this particular G-Shock? Well, the thing is that when you're wearing a big jacket, you can't get a big watch under your sleeve, and this is another example. It sometimes is just a little bit too thick, so I wanted something that was more all-rounder, also has that G-Shock toughness, and this is practically the same size as to the original, but the original does just have those basic features, whereas this one packs the Bluetooth connection, and I will show you everything in this video of how that works with a full tutorial. Now for some close macro detailing, and I'd like to point out that the display is shown in a sort of a blue, but when you tilt it to another angle, you can see it transforms into a sort of a reddish orange, which I kind of like. I like the fact that it's very simple on this version here with the black bezel. The solar panel is right here, the tough solar, and it just has that little mark of saying it is the Bluetooth version. And having a look on the side here, it does have small buttons, but with the connection I will show you that really the small buttons isn't going to slow it down. And on the opposite side it is repeated. The case back is very solid looking indeed, and it has a very unique sort of machining style, not like the usual polishing and brushed finish you have on G-Shocks, and it is packed full with information on the back, plenty to take to the toilet for a good read. I thought I would remove the bezel screws and show you what's underneath, and it's very easy to remove, and this is also good for when you need to clean it. So there is the look of when it is naked, and I must say it still looks tough and solid. Looking at the bezel, it is nice and squidgy, perfect to absorb those shocks, and there is a look on the inside. While I have my tools out, I thought I would show you how to adjust the bracelet on this, and yes, it is a resin bracelet. I like the fact that this is matte and this has a sort of satin finish to it in the in-between links. And the clasp is metal and polished. And yes, it is a little bit dirty because I have been using it, and I've been using it while in the mountains in Switzerland. And this piece here is rubber protected, so if you're going desk diving, then this will keep the back of the clasp in nice order. And looking around here, notice there is some nice detail in here, very simple, but flows with the bezel here, as you can see on the top, keeping it very sort of traditional to the original, well, of the very first original G-Shocks. It has 4 micro adjustments, but I still had to remove 2 links to fit my 7.5-inch wrist. So basically what I would do is undo the clasp, and I would use a spring bar removal tool, pretty much like this. I'm going to split the bracelet to make it a little bit easier. Also, it's better to film as well. So what I need to do is push on this spring pin here and then give it a little tug. Put your finger over the top because you do not want that spring pin to hit you in the eye. And there it comes out. Now I have the bracelet split, I can give you another more detailed look on the back. And as you see, there is a lot of information, and no, it is not written upside down. And there is the module number, and there's lots of little numbers here, so if you are looking for one, these are the kind of details you need to look for, as fakes are around. Here it also has multi-band 6, and yes, it's made in China. Looking at the links, you can see they are drilled, and on the back they actually do have individual spring pins. Now this is one of the most easiest bracelets I've used. You need nothing more special than this spring bar removal tool. So basically you push down and the link is out like so, and then you can remove as many links as you like. And to replace is quite easy, just need to follow it reverse, and then you're using the other side of the spring bar removing tool, and you just pop that in like so. It is as easy as that. This is going to be a full tutorial, so look in the description to find a timestamp so that you can skip to the part you need the most. I thought I would kick off by connecting it to G-Shock Connected. So opening the app, and already I have another G-Shock connected. At the top left here there's a symbol. Tap on that and it will show you the devices you have connected, and at the bottom, connect to new watch. So tap on that will give me a list of all the available G-Shocks that can be connected, and at the bottom is the one I need. Then you'll have a display like this, and it's very simple, and it's telling you that I need to hold this button down for 3 seconds. So let's try it out. And it's come up on the display with connect, or abbreviation of connect, and here it wants me to register, and I will accept. This takes only a few seconds and the connection is completed. As it's written there, the registration is successful. Now it's going to take all the information I have on the watch and transfer it into the G-Shock Connected app, and from the beginning screen here it's showing me all the world times. So I need to break this down, so I'm going to get myself set up a bit better and go through it with you. I'd just like to show you that every time you connect the watch to G-Shock Connected, you will have this flashing Bluetooth symbol, and it will flash till it's made a connection and will go into a stable state like so, and you'll have CNCT, which is the abbreviation of connect. Also, it will update the time and date, and you'll have this icon at the top here, the RCVD, which basically means RC retrieved or received, however you would like to say it. While the watch is connected, you can adjust everything in the watch, and I mean everything, and I will go through it with you and explain exactly what it can do. It is so simple that really pushing buttons is sort of becoming long in the past with this G-Shock. Anyway, here I'm just going to go through the main features on the G-Shock Connected, and then I shall take you into the sub-menus and show you all the things it can adjust. So kicking off, it's the WorldTime, and note there's only 5 cities. Well, these are your 5 favourite cities, the most common ones you travel to. Is because when you land to a certain destination, you can easily pick up one of the 5 and swap your home time to one of your chosen world times. The watch can store up to 39 cities, and in the app there is hundreds, and let me give you a demonstration. So picking the first one, Mexico City, I'm just going to show you how easy it is to set it up. And there it's come up with the Mexico City, and by scrolling out I get a better view, and the redness is marking the time zone. So say I want to go to Australia, you just zoom in and pick your time zone, and I think Perth should be here, and there it is. So what you do, you select Perth, and then you can update the watch, which will also come up with, once it's connected, it will come up with WorldTime OK. Keep an eye on here, OK, and then it flips to WorldTime, and here it has been adjusted. It will take me back, and there you can see this is now Perth. And then at any time you can swap this in the app as well, just by pushing down here the WorldTime Home Time button, and then all you need to do is select which one. So if I wanted Perth, I just tap on that and it comes up, and notice that it's swapped my home time with Perth, and I can transfer this directly to the watch now. So if I press this, notice the time will be amended and it will come up with OK WorldTime. It just takes a few moments, and there it's done. It's come up with OK, and it means everything is transferred, and that will remain there for a short while. Now I need to come back out and change it with my home time, so pushing there, doing it through the viewfinder, so pardon the misses I do, and again it's all changed it, and then press in there and keep watching here, it will adjust that instantly. Just takes a few moments, and there it's come up and gone to OK. So moving on, and this you can play around with. You also can, if I select say any one of those, you also at the top right you can select, and you would have a history, and here you can adjust that and delete what you don't need. Next is another interesting side it does, and it also performed time and place stamps. So as long as you have a GPS connection or you're connected to your network, you will have an location stamp, and I shall show you how that works once we've gone through all the different menus while it's still connected. So let's go to utility, and here you have the alarms, and you have 5 alarms, and the last alarm, fifth alarm, is with snooze, and you can also adjust the signal. So I'll just give you an example. If I wanted the signal turned on, it's just a matter of tapping there, pressing transfer, and here, watch here, it now comes up with ALM, OK, just to let you know what you have adjusted. So if I wanted to turn that back off, it's just a matter. And there's also a little icon which I will go through later when I do the watch tutorial, and it's OK. So going back, and the same for the alarms. So if I go through the alarms here, I press yes, and here you can just use the scroll wheel and select the time you need. Very easy indeed. So going back, then there's the timer, it's a 24-hour timer, and yes, you can even do the seconds. It's very neat. So as soon as you start selecting, it comes up automatically to transfer to the watch if needed. In this case, I'm just going to go back, and next there is the reminder, and this is a very cool feature, and I've played around with it many times. So what you do, you select one of the 5. Here I can turn it on. I can type in up to 16 characters, so just type something in. So once you have written out what you need, and I've just put watch up 69, you press done, and it comes up next is you can choose either a date, a particular date. You can either have this to go once every year or every month. There's also a period, so if you want it to remind you longer than a day, then you can set that here, or if there's a particular day of the week you would like to have it set. So I'm happy with just choosing a date, and today's date is the 12th, and once you're happy you press send, and notice up here it will change. It will come up with OK and REM to say that the reminder setting has been adjusted, and there it is set on, so you get a good overview. So coming back, and that is the basic features on the app. But if I hit the top here, the right, the setting icon, and select the watch, I can now go through different options. Yes, it has a phone finder. You can select that, and you can turn the volume right up on the device so it overrides everything, and you have the option to choose different tones to when the alarm goes off, and again I will come back to this. And then you have the watch display settings, and here you can change the 12 or 24-hour display, and here you can change the order of the date, and here you can either have month day or day month. Very cool indeed, especially for us Europeans. And then you can have even change the language, so there's your choice there. I think I'll just keep it to English. Then moving on, we have the operation sound, so when you're pushing the buttons you either have it on or mute, and then you can set the amount of time this is connected to the app. I've got it on the longest because I'm doing a tutorial, and then you can have time adjustment, and this just automatically updates the watch, and it will do this up to 4 times a day. Then also there is the light setting, so you can either have auto light or you can have the duration of the light set, so it's either 2 seconds or 4 seconds. Next is power saving mode, simple on or off, and then you can select the summertime. And here it is written down here, it's either auto, you can select that, so you can either have it on, off or auto. Cancel that and come back. So that is all the settings you can do through the watch. So it's virtually everything. There is nothing they have not left out. So I need to get back into the watch and explain some of the other features that it does as well. Pushing any button will disconnect from G-Shock Connected. So I'm just going to use the light button and then the Bluetooth symbol goes out. I'm going to refer to button A, B, C and D when doing the watch tutorial. So now I just want to show you some of the cool features that the G-Shock can do with regards to G-Shock Connected. And the first one I thought would be Find My Phone. So by pressing button D with a long press, keeping it hold, and this is for about 5 seconds, you'll see it comes up with Find. And there was a simple demonstration. The other one is a time and positioning stamp, and it's just a simple press on button D. And note it comes up with time, and the watch will connect for a brief moment, and it comes up that it has been adjusted in the point memory. And I will come back to that and show you how that looks on the app. Next, I just want to cover the display and what it's showing. It's showing Tuesday, it is showing the day, and it also shows you the month here. And as you saw in the G-Shock Connected app, you can change these around. You can also adjust all options in the watch as well, and then you have the obvious with the time at the bottom, and this is in 24-hour format. It has PS up the top here, this is a power saving mode, and there was the RC signal to say that it has retrieved, or is also used for when you've made an update or a connection with the G-Shock Connected, and it's updated the time and date that way. Next, I like to cover the features while in the home screen, and kicking off with the light button, button B, is the backlight, and there is the fade in and a lovely fade out, and notice it has that red flash at the end, and a good reason. That is part of the reminder, which I will come to very shortly. Now if you push down the light button for a few seconds, you will enable the LT, which is basically to do with the automatic light. So you flip your wrist and it comes on, but this will only work in low light conditions as it uses this solar panel to censor whether it is dark enough or not. By pressing button B for a few more seconds, will turn off LT. I've already covered button D with a super long press to use it to find my phone, but if I just do a couple of seconds, you'll see RC hold come up. This is basically the atomic signal, and if the Bluetooth side fails and over a day of trying, it will automatically switch to the RC. Now I'm in my light box, so I don't get a good signal, so I'm going to use the app Clockwave, and I shall use the speaker and place this near the watch. And note that it has L1, and that should go up to L3. L3 meaning that it is the most strongest retrieving signal. Now, if you look in my playlist, you'll be able to see exactly how this app works if you want to see that video. So now I'm just going to play it out and show you what happens when it has successfully retrieved an atomic signal. And we have success, and it comes up with OK, and there is nothing else scrolling on that screen side. You can just push any button to come out of that. Next, I like to just cover the reminder, and notice on the date it has the flashing dot here. Normally that will be static, but when you have a reminder, this will flash. And just to say that once you've set the reminder for the next day or for whenever, as soon as you are notified, it will come up with REM, and what you do from there is push button A, and there is my reminder, watch up 69, and you also get the notification through the backlight. Once the backlight fades out, you have a double pulse of the red light. I think that is so cool. And next I like to come back to the point memo and location stamp, and I thought I'd just do one more, just a press of button D and time comes up, and there it's made the location and timestamp. So I'm just going to show you what is actually shown, and there it says it has been adjusted. So selecting time and place, and I can look there, and it gives you your latitude and longitude, your date, your time, and you can make the map bigger. And then go in back. You can edit and delete this, and it will keep a list. If we go to all places, and there is my 2 location and timestamps. Next, I like to cover the adjustment, and this is through the home screen. Now you can do all this through the app, but I need to show you through the watch as well, just in case your phone has died. So pressing button A just for a few seconds comes set hold, and we kick off with the home time. Now this is very important to have this selected correctly if you want the atomic signal to work. And notice it scrolls past London in full, and it has a little tick. Now you can change this using button B and D, so you can go forwards, going to past Paris there, and then back to London, and then from there pushing the mode button will take you to the next, and all the adjustments can be done through button D and B. At the moment I've got daylight saving set to auto. I can now adjust the seconds manually, the hours, and I can do the minutes. I can change the year, I can change the day, day, and I can change it from 24 hours to 12 hours, just to give you an example to show you that a little P appears. I like to have it on 24. Next here you can change the day and month, and you can choose between the month, day, or the day month, and as I say, in Europe we like it as day month. You can choose the language through English, and you can select up to 6 or so languages back to English, and this is for the date. So you can have the tone of the buttons, either mute it, and note that it comes with a little mute logo there, little icon there, and I like to have a little bit of tone. And there is the light signal. You either have it at 2 seconds or 4 seconds. Being solar powered, I might as well use it. So this is to receive a signal. Now this works both on the atomic and the Bluetooth, so if you need to turn it into airplane mode, this is where you come and you just turn that off, and then the watch will no longer look for a signal. Just to show you. Moving on, you have the power save mode. This works when it's in complete darkness at from 9 AM till 6 PM, and it will shut down the display to conserve energy. Right, moving on for the power save, it comes back to the home time, so pressing adjust once, it takes you back out of the adjustment. Next, I like to cover the mode functions by pressing button C the once. It takes me to WorldTime, and remember when I was going through the app, this has 5 of your favorites. So once it scrolls past, this will give you your home time. Here is your WorldTime. If you're not sure where you are, just press adjust once and it will scroll past. So Hong Kong is the main time showing. Then it goes back to home time, which is in London. And then using button D, you could scroll through all 5. And that one's Zurich. This one is in Lithuania. This one is Los Angeles. And the last is Zurich. So just giving you an example, you can press and hold the adjust button, and you can adjust all 5 of your favorites directly from the watch using the 39 pre-programmed cities. So let's just scroll through, and I can go back as well using button B. So I just choose, say, Rio, maybe that is a good one to set. So I press adjust. Once you're happy, now Rio is on my favorite list of number 1. Now I've just taken off and I've decided to go to Rio de Janeiro, and I want to swap the times over. Well, it's very easy. You just go through your world times to your favorites, and there's Rio. Pressing adjust and the light button A and B together will now swap the world time. So this time here is now for London. That is your home time, where you've just flown from, and here is Rio's time. And then when you return back to London, it's a matter of just pressing the 2 buttons again and it will swap them over. It is as easy as that, and you can adjust all of these as well by pressing the adjust. You can see you can change each one directly from the watch. Just like to point out that the daylight saving time is automatically corrected in the world time, so you don't need to manually adjust this. Just to give you an example, that is Rio, and moving on to Zurich, it turns off the daylight saving because here in England we are on the daylight saving times. So moving on, the next mode from world time is the alarms, and as you know, it has a signal alarm and it has 5 alarms, and the 5th one being snooze, and it comes up as snooze. And this is your standard setup. Press the adjust once and you will have on, and you'll have the icon. And giving you another example, if I go to we go to alarm 2, if I press and hold and adjust, it automatically sets the alarm icon like so, with the middle part being filled in. This is very traditional to the very first model of G-Shock, and here I can adjust the hour pressing the button C and do the minutes. This is your standard setup, and then pressing adjust will take you out. Then if I go to the snooze alarm and if I select adjust, I will now have the icon with the snooze. So this is all now filled up. So I just come out of that. So pressing adjust will take off the snooze. Go into the signal, pressing adjust will remove the icon for there. And then you can scroll through and there's on, nice and clear and simple. It is as easy as that. Next mode from alarm is the stopwatch, is 24-hour stopwatch with one split. So start stop is using button D and button A will split. Notice it comes up with SPL there and the icons here are flashing. You can stop that and have 2 times. So as your first time, pressing button A will give you the second time, pressing button A for the last time will reset. And note that it still has your home time up here flashing. From the stopwatch, there is the timer, which we also covered, and this is a 24-hour timer, and of course you can change the seconds. We can do that also in the phone. So there's your hours, pressing mode button, button C does the minutes, and you can do it right from 1 second. So what does the alarm sound like? It's your regular tone. So basically if you're out in a busy environment, you're not likely going to hear it. So remember that. And it gives you the home time, which is useful. So from the timer, pressing the mode button, it takes you back to home screen, and that is all the modes. And just to give you an example, if you're say in WorldTime and you want to go back to home time, instead of keep pushing the mode button, you can do the long double beep and it will take you back. But remember, if you do hold it down longer than the double beep, it will go to connect and it won't go any further. Just like to show you that even though your device is off, well, not switched off, but just on standby, by pressing button D, you can perform a time and location stamp. You can also, if I put the phone back to sleep, you can also do the very super long press on button D and use it to find my phone. And you can press any button on the watch to cancel that as well, so you don't have to do it from the phone. Next, I want to do a test screen, but I've noticed that while this icon here is flashing, it won't allow me. So I'm going to have to go back into the app and turn this off. So just a few seconds press on there. And you can't go any further until those double beeps. Just to let you know, we're now getting a connection. Once it is connected, I can go in and turn off the reminder. Go into reminder, just opening up. There is that one there. And I'm going to switch that off. And there it's come up, reminder, OK. So now disconnect the Bluetooth, and it's disconnected. Now will it go through a test screen? And there is the test screen, and it's come up with something like this. So you're pressing button D and it would take you through a few of these screens. That's one is completely full, and that is the module number 3461 and some other dates and numbers and file things and air and DST and some ID, and then it goes back to home screen. So that is my full tutorial. Now for the little conclusion on the review. What do I think of this watch? I think it is an amazing, incredible little G-Shock, and that Bluetooth connectivity makes a huge difference, and that reminder is powerful, very useful indeed. And I do like this resin design. I also like the full metal, but I think that is just a little bit too bling for me, even though it looks absolutely crazy gorgeous. But I use my G-Shocks, so I would worry that it would look pretty like a Terminator being put through the crusher. Anyway, this is a watch, a G-Shock, and it is something that is very, very useful. I just wish, Casio, if you're listening, if you just put vibe alarm on these, because the alarms aren't loud enough in the busy environment. Apart from that, there is nothing I would change on it. Anyway, that's the time. Thanks for watching.